The story begins with a chef checking on all the food that is being prepared. He is inspecting it, looking for any flaw. It looks like they are preparing for some kind of celebration, and the chefs are in a hurry to meet a deadline. A man wakes up to find himself in a cell with an old man. The old man tells him it's level 48. Confused, the man hesitantly asks where he is. The old man replies that it is the pit. He adds that the month is about to begin and says he is wondering what their food is going to be. The man asks, "What will it be?" The old man answers, "It's obvious, what the people on level 47 didn't want to eat." The man looks around the cell, specifically at the pit in the center. There are many levels below and above. The man introduces himself as Goring. The old man doesn't seem to like how close Goring is standing and tells him to move over to his side of the cell. The old man introduces himself as Trimagesi. Goring is new to the place and asks Trimagesi how things work. The old man replies that he should just eat, and that level 48 is actually a good level. Goring asks how many levels there are below. Trimagesi says it is unknown, but it won't matter. Soon there will be even fewer. Goring refers to the ones below, but Trimagesi interrupts him and tells him to stop. He says not to talk to the ones below, because they are below, and the ones above wouldn't answer either, because they are above. The old man says he has been here for months. They will be here for exactly 1 month, and Goring has been extremely lucky to be placed on this level. Suddenly, a green light turns on, and a concrete table descends from above through the hole. Trimagesi gets ready, kneeling down on his pillow. Goring is completely confused and asks why the green light is on. The old man, instead of answering, continues getting ready. As soon as the concrete table lowers, the old man starts gorging himself on the food. Goring stands there without moving an inch, disgusted. He tells the old man that someone has already been feasting on the food. "We are eating what they didn't want." The old man replies, obviously, that it's the food they didn't want. He has a habit of saying, obviously, too many times. Goring refuses to eat. He says that if there are 47 levels above them, then they are eating the leftovers of 94 people, and that he has lost his appetite. The old man rushes to eat as much as he can before the food leaves their level. Goring, disgusted by the whole thing, keeps an apple from the leftovers as the platform lowers. Trimagesi is happy that he finds leftover wine. He says there are many Muslims and non-drinkers above. He chugs the alcohol as the platform descends, then throws the bottle and spits down after it. Shocked, Goring asks why he did that. Trimagesi says the food is only theirs as long as the platform is on their level. Goring asks why he threw the bottle and spat, saying that the ones below them might be above them next month. Trimagesi acknowledges this fact, but accepts the situation as it is. 1 month you spit, the next month you get spat on. As soon as the platform leaves their level, the heat begins to rise. Goring asks why this is happening. Trimagesi tells him it's because he stole food from the ones below. Because of that, the temperature will either rise or drop until the food is returned, or they die. Goring immediately throws the apple down below. The next day, Goring passes the food again. Trimagesi says he doesn't deserve this level, baffled by his decision, and continues to gorge on the food in the same fashion. Goring explains why and how he is here. In exchange, Trimagesi does the same. Goring says he wanted to quit smoking and read Don Quixote. Trimagesi, perplexed, asks if he is here by his own will. Goring replies yes, and that in exchange for 6 months in the pit, he will receive an accredited diploma. Trimagesi promises to tell his story only if Goring stops using the word obviously. Trimagesi then tells his story. He says he was watching TV and saw an ad for a knife sharpening tool called Samurai Max. The ad claimed that with Samurai Max, any knife could cut anything, even a brick. Even though he had no use for a sharp knife, he bought Samurai Max. The next day, the same guy appeared in another ad, this time selling a knife that needed no sharpening. He called it Samurai Plus. The knife sharpened itself, making Samurai Max useless, even though Trimagesi had already bought it. Furious, he threw the TV outside. The TV landed on an illegal immigrant. They offered him the pit or a mental institution. That's when it hit Goring. He realized he was in a very dangerous place with people who had taken a person's life. For the first time, it struck him that his life might be in danger. He asks how many levels there are. Trimagesi answers that he was once on level 132, and there were many levels below that. He says no food reaches that level. Despite being there for 30 days with no food, he survived. Goring immediately tries to talk to the ones above, but Trimagesi says it's no use. The ones above won't listen because they are above. Goring then tries to talk to the ones below, but they start complaining about not getting wine. As soon as Trimagesi hears them, he starts pissing down. He says, the ones below are below. Defeated, Goring says he chose a book to bring to this place. Before coming here, each person was given a choice to bring one item. Goring, as stated earlier, chose a book called Don Quixote. When Goring asked Trimagesi what he brought, Trimagesi says, obviously, his favorite word, and then pulls out a Samurai Plus knife, the self-sharpening knife he saw in the TV ad. After the platform reaches the last level, usually around midnight, it comes back up at lightning speed, so no one can potentially ride it to the top. On the third day, Goring tries to eat the food with disgust. Trimagesi gorges himself, as usual. Trimagesi starts carving lines into the wall, counting the days as they pass. Then suddenly a body falls from an upper level. It happens so quickly that Goring doesn't fully catch it and remains in denial. Goring asks Trimagesi to confirm what he saw. Trimagesi confirms it and adds that he hopes the person who fell was a drinker because he is short on wine. He adds that on the higher levels, you can eat whatever you want, but your mind runs wild. You have nothing to wait for. Goring is scared and shocked at the same time. In that moment, he shouts to the levels above and below. He is shouting to deaf ears for help, just as Trimagesi said, the ones above wouldn't care, and the ones below don't matter. Goring asks Trimagesi which levels he has been on. Trimagesi answers, 72, 26, 38, 43, 11, 79, 38, and worst of all, 132. Goring concludes that since Trimagesi has been on levels where there was hardly any food, he must have been eating human flesh. In the middle of their conversation, the platform lowers and the food arrives, but there is a person on it. It is a woman, detached and bloody. Trimagesi tells Goring to ignore her and eat the food. He says she goes down every month with the platform looking for her child. She intentionally kills her cellmate in order to get the chance to be with her son the next month. Trimagesi says he didn't kill anyone on level 132. He says his cellmate is now out, having finished his time. They survived because a body fell from an upper level. The platform lowers to the next level, and the ones down below drag the woman away. She screams for a while, but her screams are short-lived. She ends both their lives and then gets back on the platform. As the days go by, Goring becomes well-adapted. He starts becoming more like the old man, throwing food and plates around and showing no care for the ones below his level. Then day 30 arrives, the day they will be transferred to another level. The night before, gas is spread into each cell, making them fall asleep. They will be transferred to their new level afterward. That night, Trimagesi asks Goring to pray, if he believes in God, for them to be placed on a good level. The next morning, when Goring opens his eyes, he is tied up and gagged. Trimagesi explains the situation they're in. Since they're now on level 171, Trimagesi explains that because Goring is younger and stronger than him, he had to tie him up. If the situation demands it, Goring must be eaten. He says he has done it before and will only take small pieces so as not to kill him. If Goring cooperates, he will even share a bite with him. At this point, Goring is screaming, cursing, and shouting. At this point, the platform lowers and there is nothing on it, not even something to lick. Trimagesi furiously trashes the plates. He explains to Goring that he has no choice. He will try to resist hunger for 8 days, and after that, he will take pieces, not enough to kill him, just to satisfy his hunger. The days go by, and nothing changes. The platform keeps coming back empty. Trimagesi tries to distract himself by reading the book. Finally, the time comes. Trimagesi says he has to do it now, because he is not sure he can make a neat job tomorrow, as the hunger will be too overwhelming. He promises to take small pieces and not touch any critical parts. He rips Goring's shirt and takes a small piece from his leg. As he is doing this, the platform lowers, and behold, The woman who goes down with the platform is on it. She immediately slices the old man and starts freeing Goring. She finishes cutting the sheets and hands him the blade. As soon as Goring is free, he finishes the job she started, shouting. He survives the remaining days by eating the flesh of his friend. From refusing to eat leftovers to eating his friend, Goring has come a long way. Ironically, upstairs, the head chef is extremely strict about the quality of the food. He finds a hair on a cake and becomes furious, demanding to know who could have done it. Regardless of what happens when the food goes down, when it leaves the top, it must be top tier. That seems to be the policy of the platform. Goring finishes the days and reaches the final night. The usual gas comes, and he drifts away. The next day, he wakes up to a puppy licking his face. He finds himself on level 33. His cellmate calls him by his name, which confuses him. He didn't know they allowed puppies in the pit. She adds that he's the only one who ever brings a book to the pit. She tells him there are 200 levels, and if everyone ate only what they needed, there would be enough food for everyone. She preaches about solidarity and spontaneous change. The platform lowers and brings food with it. She takes food and gives it to the dog. Goring says she is killing a person by doing that. She replies that she is not eating. One day the dog will eat, and the next day she will eat. She also adds that the woman searching for her child is delirious, and that there are no children below 16 in the pit. When the platform lowers to the next level, she tries to ration the food, saying she has prepared a portion for them on a plate. She says she would prefer if they ate that and allowed food to be prepared for the lower levels as well. The ones below say they were on level 80 last month and barely survived. They don't care about rationing food. She tries the same thing the next day and the day after that, but they shout and curse at her, saying it's easy for her to say from her level. She tries for 15 days with no luck convincing them. She begs, saying people are dying below. Goring shouts at them, threatening that if they don't do as the woman says, he will shit on the food and spread it all over, and then they'll eat shit. They pause for a moment and do as he says. She tells him she wanted to convince them, not threaten them. She then asks Goring to convince the ones above. Goring replies that the ones above won't listen, because he can't shit upwards. The next day, as the platform lowers, the woman who saved Goring's life, the child's supposed mother, appears. She seems injured. Goring immediately pulls her in and gives her first aid. As the platform lowers again, their room starts getting cold. It turns out the dog had stolen a bone from the platform to keep it. Goring takes it from the dog's mouth and throws it down. That evening, the dog is killed. It was the woman who did it. The next day, she leaves on the platform without saying a word. The lower levels mockingly tell her to eat her ration and start harassing her. Little do they know how dangerous she is. They meet their fate by her blade. Both Goring and Imagiri witness what happens. Imagiri says the woman has no children and came here on her own. Now she goes down with the platform to murder people. She adds that the administration would never allow children below 16 in the pit. It is strictly forbidden. Imagiri says she has cancer and came willingly. Even though she sent people down here, she had no idea the place was like this. Imagiri is deeply saddened by the death of her dog. It is their last day on that level, and she refuses to eat anything. Goring tells her to eat something, because they don't know where they will be tomorrow, but she doesn't touch the food, wallowing in sorrow. The next day, Goring wakes up to find her hanging. They are on level 202. It is as if she intentionally wants him to feed off her. He begins hallucinating, seeing visions of Trimagesi and Imagiri. The days go by without him eating anything. He even tries eating his book. Eventually, he can't resist the hunger. He slices pieces of her flesh with the blade he got from Trimagesi, and he does it. He feeds off her. He survives the remaining days and wakes up on another level. He now has a new cellmate, Bahara. They are on level 6. Bahara is someone who will try to climb up no matter which level he is on. He shouts upward, begging the people above to help him climb. He believes that if he goes high enough and reaches level 0, he can escape the pit. He claims that God spoke to him and told him to climb out. A man above agrees to help him, only to defecate on him and throw the rope down afterward. Bahara screams and shouts, saying he is not going to get another chance like this to escape. On this level, the food is barely touched. They eat whatever they want, but Goring grows depressed, just as the old man once said would happen. Goring comes up with an idea to ration the food by riding the platform downward. He estimates that there are around 250 levels. If anything goes wrong, they can continue down with the platform and then ride it back up. The two agree and begin making weapons. They decide to start distributing food at level 50. They threaten everyone until they encounter someone Bahara respects. Tells them they're wasting food themselves by stepping on it. He suggests preserving a single plate of food to send back up as a message to the people on level 0, the ones who prepare the food. They choose a panakata. They begin distributing food at level 50. Eventually, they reach a level where no one is alive. If there is no one alive on a level, the platform doesn't stop. That means there are more levels than they counted. They later find Mahara being attacked by 2 men, both heavily armed with samurai blades. They are unable to save her and barely escape with their lives, wounded. They are now in the darkest depths of the platform, below level 200. Death is everywhere. They reach level 333, with only the panakata left. The platform stops, but they can't see anyone. They assume this must be the last level, because otherwise the platform wouldn't stop unless there were survivors. But then they discover someone is there. A child. It is the child Maharu was searching for. Goring steps off the platform despite Bahara's warning. Bahara follows him, and the platform descends without them. Goring tells Bahara to give the food to the child. Bahara refuses, wanting to hold on to it. In the end, they give the food to the girl. They both were expressions of defeat as the platform rises without them. Then they realize the truth. The girl is the message. They decide to send the girl up, unharmed, all the way to level 0 to deliver their message. Bahara doesn't survive until the next day. Goring and the girl descend with the platform. Goring decides that he will not go with her. Instead, he sends the message alone by sending her upward. He stays behind and sends her instead. And with that, they send a message to the people in charge. There is still hope down here.